Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Shelby Monet of Shelby in the Bookstore and of Shelby in the Book Club. If you are new here, welcome. Where you been? What took you so long? I know you've been watching these videos and not subscribing. Look, I can't even talk. But you know what I'm trying to say. I know you've been watching these videos and you ain't been subscribing, but you've been like, why can't I find her stuff? Yeah, baby, if you subscribe, it just come up in the thing. It just come up. Where you been? Oh my gosh. Obviously, I have a bunch of energy. If you're returning, hey boo, I missed you. Where you been at too? Where you been? Y'all just been, the YouTube family, I feel like y'all don't communicate with me as much on here as my Instagram family does on Instagram. So like, y'all just need to, you know, say something, comment, whatever, all of that stuff. I love talking to y'all. Follow me on Instagram at Shelby in the Bookstore also, because that is the best way to contact me. But anyway, in today's video, we will be talking about my October TBR, and we also will talk about the reading challenge that I started for the month of October going through January 9th. So if you would like to hear it, here it go. Alright, so boom. Let's start off with the reading challenge. So it is a 100-day reading challenge that I am calling Shelby and the Reading Challenge, because everything is Shelby and. It's always a journey. It's me and how I'm reacting to said journey and what I'm doing, and y'all are just coming along with me, because who wants to do anything alone if they don't have to? So I started the challenge, one, because I've fallen off on my reading. I've read 33 books this year, which is more than half of my 50 goal. But I also changed my reading goal from 60 to 50 because I had got super behind. And I wanted to give myself a realistic goal of what I could read and all of that kind of stuff. Like, I didn't want to be a slave to my goal. And I mean, the ultimate point is to read, but also I'm competitive, so I set a goal. I'm going to finish it, even if I had to modify it for myself. So how do you join? Just use the hashtag or join the Goodreads group, which I will link in the underneath a bar in my bio. If you guys hear smacking, that is the boy eating his treats right here. So I apologize for his rudeness. I also have snacks here for him so that he doesn't bark while I am trying to record, because you have to bribe your children however you can. But anyway, I will put the information in the underneath the bar. Make sure you follow me on Instagram at Shelby in the Bookstore so that you can see the daily updates. Definitely join the Goodreads group, which is called 100-Day Reading Challenge. And I think it's called the 100-Day Reading. Whatever. I'll put the links to the stuff in the underneath the bar so that y'all can find it easily and you can join. I think the big part of this is going to be the community, right? Being able to have people to talk to, being able to have people to vent to when you feel like you're struggling through a book and what should you do next and all of that kind of stuff. It's about the community, to have people to cheer you on. To have people to cheer you on while you are getting through the 100-Day Reading Challenge. One thing I've been putting an emphasis on is reading is reading is reading, right? If you guys joined the live that I did a couple of weeks ago with Nicole of the Lit Kid Corner, we talked about that in reference to children, but it is the same for us adults, right? Reading is reading is reading. So some things that I've been telling people is reading to your children at night counts towards your hour of reading, as long as it's an hour. Did I mention that you have to read for an hour or more every day? I hope I did say that. Anyway, reading to your kids counts. If you're a student right now, your schoolwork, whatever reading you have to do for school, because there's a lot of reading in school, especially if you are in undergrad or grad school. that reading counts too. I just want, the emphasis here is to get everybody back in the swing of reading on a consistent basis, because we fall off, but it's hard to get back on. So that's the really, really big emphasis here is to make sure that you are reading every day. Okay, so now on to my October TBR. So if you guys have been a part of the book club from the beginning, you know that last year I did not do a book pick for the month of October because it is my birthday month. I wanted to take a break. Last year was super busy between me working and running the book club, and the growth that I had was super rapid. I was trying to do a whole bunch of stuff at the same time, on top of the fact that it just was a crazy year last year. But I changed my mind this month for a lot of different reasons. One, last year I was depressed. This year I'm not. That's first and foremost. And I'm actually excited about my birthday for the first time in a very long time. Without making this all a super emotional video, it really boils down to, like, this year I feel like I deserve my birthday. Like, this year I am excited to celebrate myself, whereas previous years I wasn't. And I feel like previous years it was about what other people wanted to do for me and not what I wanted to do for myself, which usually is just kind of just being around. Like, the whole having a party or going to a party, especially because my birthday is near Halloween. It's always a Halloween party. Sometimes I don't even really be wanting to dress up. Like, it's always about something else, and it's never really about me, which is why I usually always flake on my birthday plans. But this year I actually feel like I have something to celebrate, right? Like, I've made a lot of my dreams come true in this past year, and going into my new year, I know that I'm only going to further my growth, my business's growth, and make more of my dreams become true. So I'm super excited to celebrate. With that said, the book of the month for October is Witches Steeped in Gold. I don't have a hard copy of it because I bought it and it's in that abyss somewhere that I call a bookshelf. So I will put a picture of it right here so that you guys can see what it looks like. If you guys need a copy, you can purchase it from shelbyinthebookstore.com. shelbyinthebookstore.com. You can purchase a copy of the book. Because you have a whole bunch of time to read it. There will only be one book discussion for the month of October because, again, it is my birthday month. It is also Rhinebeck month. I have a whole bunch of stuff to do just about every weekend this month. So I figure we're just gonna have a big old party on Instagram Live, discuss the book, celebrate my birthday on my birthday, October 29th. So I hope that you read the book so that you can come to the party. Even if you don't read the book, still come to the Instagram party. I'll have on a big old birthday hat and probably some alcohol, and we will celebrate my birthday. So that is the first book on my TBR for the month of October. Second book, since we're talking about book clubs, some of you may know that I have a book club on Patreon, and my Patreon book club, they get to vote every month. I give them two options, this or that, and they choose which book we're gonna read. And we are reading Never Saw Me Coming by Vera Curian, I believe the name is. So this one is a thriller, if I remember correctly. So it says, it would be easy to underestimate Chloe Sever, I guess. She's a freshman honor student, a legging wearing hot girl next door who also happens to be a psychopath. She spends her time on yoga lattes, frat parties, and plotting to kill Will Bachman, a childhood friend who grievously wronged her. Chloe is one of 7 students at her DC-based college who are a part of an unusual clinical study of psychopaths, students like herself who lack empathy and can't comprehend emotions like fear or guilt. The study, led by a renowned psychologist, requires them to wear smartwatches that track their moods and their movements. This sounds like it's going to be really interesting, and I feel like it's right on task or right on theme for the month of October, because it is a thriller. So I'm super excited that they chose that. If you guys want to join the Patreon book club, because we do a Zoom meeting every month for our like our book discussion or whatever the case may be, they choose the date and all of that for that too, but it's on Zoom, so you get a little bit more of me than you would on the Instagram live. You can join by pressing the link in the underneath bar, and you can join. It's only $10 a month. You should totally do that. You should totally join because it's a whole bunch of fun. Okay, so the next book on my list is The Sweetest Remedy. Hold on. The Sweetest Remedy by Jane Ihara. This is a romance, believe it or not. Check me out. Y'all know how I feel about romance novels. I don't really be with it, but ever since I read 7 Days in June, I've been craving romance, and like the way that 7 Days in June made me feel. So here we are, reading romance at some point in time this month. So this one says, Hannah Bailey has never known her father, the Nigerian entrepreneur who had a brief relationship with her white mother. Because of this, Hannah has always felt uncertain about part of her identity. When her father dies, she's invited to Nigeria for the funeral. Though she wants to hate the man who abandoned her, she's curious about who he was and where he was from. Searching for answers, Hannah boards a plane to Lagos, Nigeria. In Banana Island, one of Nigeria's most affluent areas, Hannah meets the Gelatis, her late father's prestigious family, some who accept her and some who think she doesn't belong. The days leading up to the funeral are chaotic, but Hannah is soon shaped by secrets that unfold a culture she never thought she would understand or appreciate, and then a man steals her heart and helps her see herself in a new light. So, I mean, we would all love to like take a trip somewhere and then happen to fall in love, correct? I know I would. Flight me up, baby. Okay, ship me somewhere. The next one is what I am currently reading, because when I'm recording this, it is a couple days into October because things have just been hectic. And like, anyway, mind your business, okay? What I am currently reading is Rage of Dragons by Evan Winter. Oh my God. I am less than 100 pages into that book. And like, I'm in it. I am in it. And y'all know that I do not like long books. Like, I do not like super long books. I didn't even read the synopsis to y'all. I don't think there's a synopsis on here. The only thing that it says is, a world caught in an internal war, one young man will become his people's only hope for survival. And then it says Game of Thrones meets Gladiator in Evan Winter's The Rage of Dragons, a novel that started as a self-publishing sensation and has become one of the most acclaimed epic fantasy debuts in recent years. All of that is accurate, because let me calm down because my heart is starting to race. I'm getting excited again. The epilogue. No, not the epilogue. The prologue. My bad. The prologue. 20 pages in a prologue, okay? It's 20 pages, and it's an intense 20 pages. Like, there is war, there are dragons, there is magic. Fast. I was in my room screaming. Do you hear me? Gunnar was so confused. He was concerned. Like, are the people trying to get my mama? Like, I don't understand what is happening, because I was in there having a fit. I almost cried. Listen to me. Read that book. You can also get that at showbeandthebookstore.com. Everything that I'm mentioning, actually, for the exception of one, it's not up there yet, you can get from showbeandthebookstore.com. But that one, I can't wait to review that book. And not only is it by a black man, but all of the characters are black. Oh my gosh. Do you know how I talk about representation all the time and diversifying your reading and all of that other stuff? A lot of the reason why I talk about it is because there are certain things that if you never see it, you can't imagine it for yourself, right? And on TV, all the superheroes for the most part are white. That is changing now in the 2021, but they're all white. So it's one thing, you know, to cosplay as the black version of, but it's even better to cosplay as someone that already looks like you. And to be able to imagine yourself in the light, in a different light, right? When reading is also just like a big part of representation, the same way that movies and all of that stuff is, right? So it's a shame that we don't get to see ourselves as fantasy characters as much as we should, right? Because there are little kids that want to be superheroes, right? Why do they only have to look up to the white versions of these superheroes, or these white versions of these fantasy characters, right? Also, I feel like a lot of people only read people that aren't diversifying their reading, but you're watching this, so I know that you have diversified your reading, so I'm not talking about you, I'm just making a general statement. I feel like a lot of people only read, their only view of Black people is what they read, right? And a lot of that is of our struggle. So they only see us as people that struggle. They don't see us as these fantasy characters that can control dragons. They don't see us as people that are hurting because they lost their father and now have to go to this country that they've never been to because they want to learn more about their father, and then they happen to fall in love. They don't even see us as people that fall in love. Hello? Hello, are you catching my drift? Are you catching my drift? I hope that you are, because I'm trying to prove a point here. So it's super good. I am definitely way out of my comfort zone with reading a book that is almost 600 pages long, because girl, who in the F word do I think that I am? Because this ain't never been that. But you can't call yourself well-read if you are not diversifying your reading. I think this was in my last TBR, The Book of Harlan by Bernice McFadden. And the reason that I picked this one is I am super interested in the Holocaust. I really feel like I've had this conversation before, but this is like the perspective of Black people that were involved in the Holocaust. So the Book of Harlan opens up with the courtship of Harlan's parents and his 1917 birth in Macon, Georgia. After his prominent minister grandfather dies, Harlan and his parents move to Harlem, where he eventually becomes a professional musician. When Harlan and his best friend, trumpeter Lizard Robbins, are invited to perform at a popular cabaret in the Parisian enclave of Montmartre, affectionately known as the Harlem of Paris by Black American musicians, Harlan jumps at the opportunity, convincing Lizard to join him. But after the City of Light falls under Nazi occupation, Harlan and Lizard are thrown into Buchenwald, the notorious concentration camp in Weimar, Germany, irreparably changing the course of Harlan's life. Based on exhaustive research and told in McFadden's mesmeric prose, the Book of Harlan skillfully blends the stories of McFadden's familiar ancestors with those of real and imagined characters. I am super excited to read this. When you guys watch my August and October wrap up, no, August and September wrap up, you'll see that lately, I mean 2 books, but I read 2 books about the Holocaust because that's just where my mind has been lately. I don't necessarily know why, but that's that. And okay, and last but not least, we have Fire in the Blood by Perry O'Brien. So this is about a U.S. Army paratrooper serving in Afghanistan named Coop, who is called urgently to his captain's office. He fears headed for a court-martial. Coop has been keeping a terrible secret from his fellow soldiers and worried he's been discovered. Instead, his life is devastated in a different way. His wife, Kay, has been killed in a hit and run. Given a brief leave to fly back to New York and attend to Kay's affairs, Coop is increasingly disturbed by the suspicious circumstances of his wife's death. He decides to go AWOL, using his military training to uncover the real story behind Kay's fatal accident. As he circles in on the truth, Coop must distinguish ally from enemy amongst the cast of players in the Bronx underworld. Albanian heroin smugglers, shady cops, corrupt rehab doctors, and his wife's family, a powerful clan of financial elites. Navigating this new battlefield, he'll have to find justice for K while also seeking his own redemption. Humming with mystery and grief, Fire in the Blood is a compulsive, readable thriller about the wars we fight, whether overseas or in our streets or in the depths of our own hearts. Sounds really interesting. It is by someone who served in Afghanistan before. So I don't know. It sounded really interesting. Also a thriller. And it's one of those books that's less than 300 pages. And y'all know what I say about books that are less than 300 pages. It's gonna pack a punch. They usually do. So I am excited to read this and can't wait to do a review on it for you guys. So without further ado, before you leave, make sure you subscribe to my channel, you like, and you share. Y'all thought I was gonna say something crazy, didn't you? I know you did. You thought I was gonna say something crazy, but I didn't. I fooled you. You thought you knew, but you didn't. So before I go, like always, if no one has told you today, I love you. You are kind, you are smart, you are important to me, and I will talk to you soon. Bye, guys.